Yes, it is still in the spirit of the democracy week, and of course, showers of blessing. Another cool, yes, cool Tuesday morning here in the city of Abeokuta after that fantastic rain. I say, God bless you. My God. All right, here, Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM here in the city of Abeokuta. This is the voice of the people, Citizens Forum, still in the spirit of democracy. Of course, we give them assignments to do. I'm talking of all elected public officers and governments that are there in the country. We are here in Ogun State. It's 6 years of the administration of Senator Ibikunle Amosun, 2011, May 29. Today is May 30th, 2017. 6 years. Well, it's typical mixed feelings assessment. That's what we'll be doing this morning. We'll get to hear it first. How did the governor assess himself, particularly on the construction, road construction that he has made? He was in so many areas of the state yesterday, from Ilara, Ijohun, Ota, Ijoko, Aziz, and this is how the governor assessed himself.
Let me thank all of you for being part of this. We are 6 years now. Yes, second year of our midterm of our second term in office. First, we want to thank the Almighty God, but our appreciation goes to the good people of Ogun State that gave us the opportunity to serve them. To answer your question directly, and that is why I said I wanted you to see. You know, I'm not saying maybe other states are not. All states have comes with their own challenges, but Ogun State is in its way and form. It's a state that, yes, we are grateful to God, but it needs a lot of effort to govern. You've seen it. Imagine what we did going to Ilara from Abeokuta straight driving. It takes you about 3 hours to even get there. So you really must want to do the job to go there to go and do. And you see what we are doing there, a 110-kilometer road. Thank God, you see part of the road we've done. I mean, you've seen what we are doing there. Look at this one where we are. Indeed, this is one road where I think we are most vilified, most persecuted. Everybody say everything that is maybe negative about our efforts on this road. My straight answer to them is this, to all of them, and I'm saying this with all sense of humbleness, responsibility, and what have you, and without any intention to cast maybe aspersion on those that have served before me. Ogun State wasn't just created yesterday. Why do people, all successful administration, why do they run away from doing this road? It is hugely capital intensive. Nobody will readily say, I want to spend 60 billion on a road. You ask yourself, what is going to bring for you? Do people there, do they pay that taxes to that is commensurate to what you want to do? The answer is capital, no. Give straight on the way we are. If you are collecting taxes as we speak, if everybody is to even be paying, the cost of building this road or constructing this road, we probably will not recoup it in the next 30 years. So you ask yourself, why are we doing it? We are doing it because we realize that once this road is fixed, it will help our economy. All these small and medium scale enterprises, they are huge here. Majority of people on this axis, they work in Lagos, but they live here. Now we want to even make it so easy for them that yes, they will even be working here now, and now they will be paying their taxes. Look at what happened to us. All of these taxes, everybody, I can see it, not even up to 5% are paying their taxes into the state. And look at what we are doing. We are spending huge amount of money. Indeed, during rainy season, nobody can ply this road from Songo to Baja. But I can say it with all sense of authority now that with our efforts, yes, the road may not be in maybe final good shape, but people can now traverse from Songo to Baja in Lagos. So, and that's what we are trying to do. You've asked me how we are going to complete. We are going to complete all, because we know we do not have 60 billion. Initially, when we were starting, we pumped in about 12. After some time, we added another maybe 7. This time around, we've pumped in another 10 billion. So gradually like that, we will finish. I'm sure as we follow us like this, we are on the bridge now. One side is totally completed, the other side will be completed. We did not just asphalt road, concrete road to this place. and that is the way to go. When we leave this place now, you will see we are getting to Agbado. From Agbado, we are getting to Abulekun. From Abulekun to Akute. From Akute to Yakoyo. From Yakoyo now to Baga. So you will see all our efforts there. In fact, I read somebody say, why is he doing all these big bridges? They don't know. We are looking beyond that. We are looking into the next maybe even 50 years. I don't know if anybody in the next 100 years, by the time we fix this road, that would say they want to do anything again. It is just to maintain it. Because my attitude is this, there are some of our roads, look at where we went today. Those bridges, I told you, Professor Ashiwaju told me that they are over 70 years. So those are bridges that we are still using today. They have been administration upon administration. Yes, I thank them for what they did. Indeed, we still use some of the roads they did. Today, we applied the Egwuonwu axis. Shiwajowa did about 10 kilometers there. That's why part of those 110 that we are doing. Indeed, from Olonda to Ayodo, you see what Shiwajowa did. We have continued, we are raising the bar. People that will come after us, we raise the bar. So what we are doing is, yes, we are planning our finances such that we will be in a position to complete all our projects. It's not just road. When we leave here tonight, we are going to commission something that is very key. All of you will be part of it. When we leave this place now, we are going to Shagamu. From Shagamu, we are going to Oyilisho and Gowi. We want to get to Ijebubu. We want to get to Ijebu. The people can see what we are doing. Ogun State is such that we can take several capitals from it. Ijebu is capital on its own. Shagamu can be, Ikene can be, Otawia can be, Ilaro can be, Ayetoro can be, Ijebubo can be. That is the gift from the Almighty Lord. So it is not easy to quickly finish all these assignments, but we are grateful to God, we are thankful to our people, and we will continue to do our work. And I want to challenge the media. People was asking me in the vehicle that, what is this? I said, well, it's not like other states. To traverse even Ogun State, have you ever, I want to ask you, how many people have been to Ilara where we went? Indeed, once you get there, you see that your phone changes to Republic of Benin. This is Ogun State. You see the terrain. So we will continue to push. We are grateful. We are happy because our people shows love. Whenever they see us, they are happy seeing us. That is the tonic we need. It is not just maybe about money, about anything. We know. My colleague was with me, governor of Jigawa State, and I think I can say this openly. He asked me, he said, the job that you are doing, he just saw what we did slightly in Abeokuta. He didn't even have if not for the time, you will have seen what we did in Ota. We've rebranded the whole of our township road. We fix it. The same thing we did in Ayodo, we will do like that. He asked me that this job, at least, what I'm saying is not correct, that it must be at least a job of 20 years. And I said, to the glory of God, it's a job of 6 years, really. Indeed, we can say it's a job of 5 years because of paucity of funds. We slowed down for about a year. We are now back. So we'll continue to do that. It is not just road. Look at our schools. Look at our hospitals. We are building a lot of things. We are starting full throttle. Indeed, what we want to do is from now till when we have our election, till when we say bye-bye to Ogun State, no stopping. It is such that there are many projects to commission. You know, if you want to even make noise, you can just sit in one place and say we are commissioning. And that is what we are doing. The bridges that are ready for commissioning, in the next maybe 2 months, we'll have our 3 or 4 flyovers to commission. Not just flyovers. So you've seen our flyovers. And I'm sure that engineers...
Yes, that's the voice of the governor, Senator Amosun, yesterday addressing the media after a tour of some of the projects, particularly in the Ogun West senatorial. As he said his administration is being vilified, is being persecuted. I think anybody who wants to govern, who wants to administer, really, that's the reality. No, you must be ready to tackle it. Yes, it could be painful, particularly when you feel you are sweating to make life better, and then people come and talk negatively about even those things you are doing. It could be painful, but you must be ready to live by it. Interestingly, true, he also said that the people of that taxes, not more than 5 to 10% of them pay taxes. So please, that's a challenge. If you don't, ensure that you do that. And again, the governor said it's not just about road that is done. This one was specifically on road. He's talked about health and all of that. So for those of you who lives within maybe Ota, Ijoko, Lemode, Yakoyo, Abulekun to Ojodu area, We expect your reactions on those statements. You've heard the governor. But in 2011, he made other promises. Again, like he said, it's not about road. 2015, there were promises made by the governor. Let's remind you of some of those promises Senator Amosun made when he was asking you to vote for him to lead you.
Please implore you that everybody should please come out. It's between 200, he meant about 200 million. All the Ogun State too was just 9 million after 900 million after 8 years. A difference of about 700 million. Let me even give it to them that 800 million. You know, I will continue to say this. How can we have development? How? I heard him saying that the next government is coming to borrow because they have borrowed up to this amount. He pray. Is that governance? That is not. And they are telling, I've been hearing it to civil servants. They said Senator Amosun, ACN, when they come in, is going to downsize. We do not have enough workforce in Ogun State. We will employ more. The 80,000 naira that the federal government, lawmaker, any amount that the federal government said we should pay, we will by all means strive hard and pay it.
But I don't want to say that within the 3.5 years which we have worked for the people of Ogun State, they've seen clearly that we meant well, that we are working our talk, that we are sincere, we are genuine, and we are determined to serve them. Education is a leveler. Whether you are son of prof, son of king, son of those that even sweep the road every day. Once you are brilliant, you should be given the opportunity because to be educated. And once we educate our people, we easily do that. So to that extent, from which people call nursery and all of that, early learning is free in Ogun State, primary is free, primary school is free in Ogun State, secondary school is free in Ogun State. The only where we said it cannot be free is going to be qualitative. If our certificates that we get from those institutions, if they will worth those certificates, then it cannot be free. That's one thing.
Yes, you heard him. That was Senator Amosun in 2011 asking for your vote to become the governor, and in 2015 asking for your vote to continue with what he did in 4 years. Well, he talked about debt profile actually in 2011, assuring you that he was not going to raise the debt profile of the state. 2015, he also said he gave you the bar in which the debt profile would not go beyond. He talked about a lot of things, education. The work for you can have your own assessment and judgment of it, but just make sure that they are impartial. There should be no altruistic motive. Let's just yes, we are all stakeholders. He is our leader. He is the one doing the governance. But everybody who lives, who are indigenous of Ogun State, we are all stakeholders. We are all involved. There's a whole lot of promise. We've dedicated the week and maybe the next week to this sector by sector. This morning, we will be looking at the business, the economy. In it is told us we expected, well, I have not seen, but I don't know that there will be 5 plants in the state coming in. It's very particular about taxes, people paying or not paying taxes, and of course raising the idea, which is the money needed to do all those promises. How far have we been able to go with those promises? The airport project is there, light rail project is also there. Those are promises made. Well, again, we are going to be breaking it down sector by sector during the week. But today, let's look at well, maybe an overview with specific references to the business and economy. I have 2 stakeholders here too with me. First, let me introduce Alhaji Wasiu Olaleye. Alhaji Olaleye is the David Olufemi Bamgbose. Professor Bamgbose was a candidate. He also aspired to rule this state in 2015. He was the candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA. He's an educationist and a public analyst. Professor Bamgbose.
Thank you very much. Happy Democracy Day.
All right. Alhaji Olaleye, you heard those promises made by the governor. Let me first hear what you think when you listen after listening to those statements of Mr. Governor?
Thank you very much. I think Mr. Governor is doing a good job because if you look at some of that promise, I believe is working his talk. It's working his talk because when you look at the infrastructure development in Ogun State in the last 6 years, most especially in ABEOCCIMA, you give it to him that, okay, now you can move freely. Those of us that are into private sector, doing small businesses, we can see that, okay, I want to move from Lafenwa to Idiaba within 5 minutes and it is possible for you. Unlike before, it's a government, it is not like that. It was not like that. And when you look at the issue of taxes and levies, because that one, the business community, we are so much interested in that because we should know what is due for us to pay, and they promise that they are going to harmonize the levies and taxes in the state, whereby you can just enter office and then pay once, then the one that is due to departments or local government.
Have that been done?
Well, to a certain level. Now, this the area where we are still having issue is the issue of this local government levies. But regarding tax, yes, you can go there and pay your tax and then you get your certificate accordingly. But the local government, we still have a long way to go because they used to come up mid-year, they will come up with another kind of certificate that, okay, this one has just been introduced and then you have just to pay this one. So Mr. Governor needs to look into that area because that is one of the things that is inhibiting the growth of our MSME in the state.
Incidentally, I want, when we talk about infrastructure cannot be equated to road construction alone. You have water, you have power, you have energy, you have public buildings and utilities. In my candid assessment, I found that 60 to 70% of our budgetary allocation on capital projects have been directed to road constructions, neglecting other vital aspects of the economy and business, education, health. Big promises were made. You know, when I look at some of the works that have been done in the area of bridge building and so on and so forth, we had him talking about, well, he's projected 60 years ahead of time. You question the relevance of those of the prioritization of those projects for now. I want to say that yes, in road construction, we have never had it so big, so massive at this level. But that means that if I put 60 to 70% of my budget on roads, I must neglect other aspects of the economy. Then in the area of business, I have not seen a concise policy, articulated policy to aid, a conducive business investment in the state. You have states and countries and nations that give moratorium to companies to come, tax holiday to come and invest. Because at the end of the day, if you give moratorium to companies, it means that you will have more in the area of payee. I mean, so there are things that we can do to encourage not only SME, major, we have had influence of companies coming into Ogun State because of our proximity to Lagos, not because of a policy that we deliberately put in place in the area of land administration, management, and approval, in the area of licenses and resources for companies, in the area of power generation, what we do, but I want to give it to the governor in the area of road construction.
Okay, Alhaji Wasiu, interesting submission from President Bamgbose. Well, road construction, a lot of people have said he's assessed himself, said yeah. But the reality, like he said, is public utilities infrastructure is not about road alone. You are into business. I don't know if you use electricity. I don't know if you use water, and I don't know if even the environment in which your business operates, I don't know if all can be said to be conducive. Can we have your assessment in this regard?
Well, thank you
And
very
then
much.
even the ease of moving some of your products if you are in the manufacturing, or even having some of your guests come to discuss with you.
Thank you very much. Let me start with the issue of power. The issue of power in this country, the federal government, they've sunk so much money into that sector without corresponding results. But recently, or not too far ago, the Embedded Power Generating Act was passed, and then that one gives power to people, whereby individuals or cluster of businesses can just generate power that they will consume and then even send the remaining into the national grid or sell into the community. And in that act, if you are generating less than 1 megawatt, you don't even need any license. You can generate and use. But if you are generating above 1 megawatt and you want to sell, then you have to go through NERC, that is a
The National Electricity Regulatory
Commission. And people have started making use of that. Formerly I worked with this Concraft group along old Lagos Road, Midgar sisters company called Metoside. That area, they were enjoying power supply before. But later, when there was none to supply, then everything went up. Then they decided on their own to bring in Toa generating plant, IPP. And
Alhaji,
yeah,
I'm sorry because I'm also looking at the time. I want you to situate this with the MSME, your business, even the ease of moving your products, whatever it is. How do you want to describe it?
Okay.
Situate it with the MSME and the business community in the state.
MSME and business community in the state. Yes, in the area of security, let me talk about that one first. Now we can say we are above average. You can move freely, even in the day and night. You want to move your goods, or you want to move, if you are expecting guests and they want to come and visit you, then you can move. The area where we are still having issue is about the federal law enforcement agency like road safety, that sometimes you can't predict them, the way they attend to the commuters. So then the issue of this local government that I've mentioned also, wheeling people with nails stored on the road, because of collecting revenue and local government papers. So we still have that one around with us.
What about public? Okay, yeah, your question.
I think His Excellency need to talk on this, address this issue, because this local government will hide under their looking for revenue, their consultant to local government A or local government B collecting, which is not supposed to be.
What about public transport? It's not everybody who has his own car or vehicle to move around. What we call, because all these forms the infrastructure and public utility, the connectivity of your movement, if you don't have a car, own a car, ease of moving around the state.
I think at this level now we can start to talk about the issue of using buses to move commuters around the state, because we are having, at least we have improved roads now. What we were having before, using buses will cost more hectic. There will be no free flow of those transport system if it was introduced in the past. But now we can talk about that one now.
Even though we did not play this, but I'm still going to play it during the week. The governor in 2011 and 2015 promised that there will be the water problem, particularly in the state capital, will be addressed. In actual fact, the Ashero here that we have were promised that by February 2013 or 2014, yes, we will have public water running. But as I speak to you, that is not so in the entire Ashero area. Is that does that also affect your business? Again, I don't know if you use water for some of your, but obviously, like Fela said, everybody uses water one way or the other. So I don't know if you also have something to say in that line.
That one is a very serious challenge. I may not know any area in ABEOCCIMA that is having potable water that is running now, because even where I reside, you have to buy water. So the public water, I don't know the area where I can point to that. Okay, they enjoy public water.
Yeah. I still need to talk about because I also do business in Ogun State. I reside here.
Yeah, so let's get your
So before I go into education, education, which is my primary fault, I want to say that I am standing on my point that there is no articulate policy, direction program to support and aid businesses in Ogun State. I spoke about tax moratorium. I spoke about land administration and approvals. And a whole lot of gamut of requirement for. You see, he was talking about private organization generating power by themselves. I mean, this is a primary, issue that makes the cost of production by business owners to go very high. And that's why we cannot compete with goods and businesses imported from China and all the rest. If you have to generate power, generate water, you have become a municipal. You have become a local government on your own. So despite the fact that NERC came up with a policy to allow business people to generate power, you cannot, at the end of the day, equate the cost of your generation of power to what a government can do. What can, somebody can say that power generation is a national thing. No. We have seen state governors that produce, that establish independent power plants, and they are able to supply their own people. That's one of the things that was promised in 2015. I was there in the governorship debate, So I mean, and it has not been fulfilled. I want to seize this opportunity to say that we need to reassess, because improvement in SME and businesses will directly affect employment generation. You find that government is not employing people because they're already saturated, because there is a reduction in allocation and all the rest. Let's give the fillip to private organizations so that they can employ. Now,
all right.
In education,
we have to stop you. We have to stop you here. It's approaching 10 o'clock. That means we must take the 10 o'clock news. We'll still be here. Professor Femi Bamgbose, the ABGA, All Progressive Grand Alliance candidate, governorship candidate in 2015, and educationist, and Alhaji Wasiu Olaleye, who is the chairman of ABEOCCIMA Chambers of Commerce, Mines Industry, and Agriculture, will also be here. Daybreak Show, Rock City 101.9 FM. Don't go anywhere. Democracy Week, we are looking at those promises and doing an X-ray on the administration of Governor Ibikunle Amosun 6 years after 2011 to 2017. Sector by sector, we are beginning this week. Tomorrow we'll look at the health sector. Next on Thursday we'll look at education, and of course next week even the question of who succeeds Amosun, we'll try and see if anyone has an answer to that by next week, by the grace of God. So this morning we have two indigenous residents of Ogun State who are involved. I said so. We are all stakeholders after playing a reminder of those promises made in 2011, 2015 before the elections, and of course after the tour of some road facilities in the state yesterday. Professor Femi Bamgbose and Alhaji Wasiu Olaleye, our guests, are still here.
Start with public education. Incidentally, the last 6 years have not witnessed tremendous improvement in the educational programs of the state. Even if you look at performance at the external examination, the WAEC, the GC, the JAM. Okay? Last week, there was an education summit that was talking about access and quality. I want to say that in terms of, infrastructures in our public schools, in terms of recruitment of teachers, training and retraining of teachers, so not much have been done in the last 6 years. We have the model school. That's a massive investment, but that is yet to even see. I don't know how many of the model school are operating, but the government had made tremendous investment in bringing up those model schools. There is this intention to upgrade to have for also have another university of science and technology in ABEOCCIMA. Of course, I was looking forward to a conventional university, in ABEOCCIMA, but of course, we still have one. So education, and when you talk about the private, investment in education, the private operators, yes, they are still undergoing the harrowing experience of revenue, be turning those places to become revenue centers. So that education so much can still be done.
Alhaji, 2015, the governor, and after that, has made the promise of giving the state airport and the right rail system to ease transport for the country. As somebody in the business sector, are you excited over this? It's 2 years after we've not seen any sign, but are you excited with this promise?
Yeah, well, thank you. It is a welcome development if they can deliver this to us, because it will ease the movement of people and goods in the state. But we are having less than 2 years now that the administration is going to spend in power. So it's still possible, but they need to work hard, because so that it won't become a white elephant project, as people used to say. Because what will be beneficial to people is that if they can start and then complete that project before handing over power to the next administration in the state.
I like the use of the word beneficial. Let's look at the airport project. Can you educate people out there who do not, or who are not seeing the benefit of that project?
Well, let me say the airport project is a very good one. As a business person, I've traveled to China more than 10 times. Even a local government in China is having the airport, a local airport that they use to move their goods produced in that local government area, and then people, you understand? So people should not see that we don't need it. We need it, because it's going to give employment to people, and it's going to encourage people to travel by air, and it's going to encourage people to move their goods. People don't know that sometimes it's cheaper to move goods by air if we have that facility.
But I don't think government is okay, Prof. You have because I don't think government is looking at cargo airport.
Yeah, I know the past administration was looking at a cargo airport.
This present
is looking
I'm not sure
a conventional, a total airport.
I don't think they're talking about
I have a different opinion, because do we really need investment in airport in Ogun State now? Now the question is that I travel out of the country and I go to Ikeja to travel. And I mean, from ABEOCCIMA, 1.5 hours I'm in Ikeja. I mean, so I want to support the rail project more, because that will affect ordinary people. That will touch rural areas. We can evacuate our farm produce through the rail project. When the governor came in and he talked about signing a concessional agreement with some Chinese, I was so happy. But we don't know what is happening with that project. I think the remaining 2 years he can still do something, at least formalize the concession, and let us see how that rail project. I will scale up the rail project above the airport, because airport is primarily for the elite. So, but rail, you will pass through, you don't go. you will pass through Ifo, you pass through Wode, and ordinary people can benefit from this.
All right, maybe we should permit you, our listener, to also be a part of it. Let's get to what you think. Questions for our guest, Professor Femi Bamgbose and Alhaji Wasiu Olaleye. Some of the issues raised.
Dr. Commander and all the the people that came up talked about the fact that the governor performed. I want to give it to him. He performed. What we are saying is that he over-concentrated on road infrastructure to the detriment of other sector of the economy. I said if you look at the budgetary allocations over the years, over the past 6 years, you find out that between 60 to 70% of our capital vote, go to the roads. And that means other area will be neglected.
Even infrastructure.
Other infrastructure will be neglected. So nobody is taking it away from him that he has done something. He has performed very well in road construction, but governance cannot be about road making alone. That's the point.
Somebody talked about the tax issue you mentioned.
Yes, let me address that. I want to thank the caller, Mr. Abdurrashid from Ladere. I think on the tax harmonization, Chamber of Commerce, yes, and the other BMOs in the state, we pursue that to the State House of Assembly to see what is really happening to it. We may use Ogun State Council of Chambers of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture to get to the State House of Assembly and know the status of that bill as at now. Then on one-stop shop, I think sometimes ago it was mentioned that Office of Special Assistant to the Governor on Trade and Investment will handle anything that needs to do with the issue of investment in the state. Foreign companies coming into Ogun State to invest, issue of FDI and that alike. I think, but up till now, we are yet to see a particular office because, and something that we believe is going to ease the doing business in Ogun State, is going to encourage a lot of investment. Apart from the foreign investment, even local investors will benefit from this. Because as a business person, if I need to get some government documents, some government papers, and then that if I can enter one office and pay once all what is due to the government, and then I can come back later, having somebody that is going to be responsible to me, that I can call, that is all my documents ready, and then I can go there and pick all those documents. It's going to ease the way we are doing business in the state, and this way it's going to encourage more people to have interest in doing business in Ogun State.
All right, can we have the messages on the short code?
We talked about agriculture. I remember during the governorship debate at the cultural center, I sat beside the governor and we talked, side talk, and we were on the same page that this state needs a lot of investment in agriculture and agro-allied and processing, programs. I want to say that the midterm evaluation and assessment that this station is doing, we put a tonic, and a motivation to the government. It should look at those promises. We can still do a lot in agriculture. I know that farm settlements have been earmarked by the government. I know something has been done on CBN Anchor program. So I want to implore the governor to look again at agriculture, because generating revenue should not be about taxes alone. It should be how can we work on the resources in the state to bring up more resources to government. So we can still do a lot on agriculture. I want to implore government to look at that.
I think I have something to say on that agriculture. I've just concluded the Gateway Trade Fair. Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture in the state, Honorable Mrs. Adepeju Adebanjo, was our guest lecturer last week Wednesday, and she talked more on how the state government is acquiring equipment to open more thick forests now for people to engage in farming.
Away from those books and talks, which some people say are academics, what are we seeing? What are the feedbacks?
I think they have started doing something, because my people in ABEOCCIMA Chamber of Commerce benefit from this. In conjunction with Federal Ministry of Rural Development, they've opened some farm land in the local government. I've been there and I can witness this. That is about 110 hectares. So, and then they are doing more. That is the one that they have done in the other local government. And the PS, Ministry of Agriculture, also mentioned that His Excellency gave them instruction to go and open about 1,600 hectares of land throughout the nook and cranny of Ogun State.
Okay, we just have 2 minutes to leave. So quickly, 30 seconds, the two of you. In terms of priority now, he still has about 2 years to go. In 30 seconds, what should be the priorities as we approach the last less than 2 years?
My take is that Governor Amosun have done so much in the last 6 years, but let the remaining 2 years be count more. He can shift his focus, to agriculture, to education, to the rail project. I want to encourage my governor to make sure that the concessional agreement on the rail can be concluded and that rail project can really kick off. That's my take.
I think I will support that rail project also, and then improvement on power. Like this Lishabi energy that is about to be commissioned now that can serve Abeokuta. They should replicate that also in other senatorial districts in Ogun State.
All right, yes, this is where we will end it this Tuesday morning. It's what we call Democracy Week. We are looking at sector by sector of the 6 years of Egwuonwu Amosun as governor in charge of the administration of Ogun State. Tomorrow we will look at the health sector expansively. Don't go anywhere. Listen to Rock City 101.9 FM and let the debate continue on our different social platforms. Dele, Ayodo is my name. I say God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. God bless Rock City.